Hi there, my name is Belinda Dubston. Thank you for joining me here at the I Ching Cafe, where we focus on unlocking the value of the I Ching every week, every month, to focus our attention on what's really important, the area that we can grow the most. So this week, welcome to our overview through the I Ching, with the week commencing the 14th of November 2022. Last week, we had Fellowship Hexagram 13 locked, getting us to really double down on thinking about the groups that we are part of, the purposes that we collaborate around, the harmonizing that we need to do, our role in harmonizing and bringing people together, and finding ways to collaborate in a productive way, to rally with others around a meaningful cause, something that binds us all together, to harmonize and to strive in a happy, functional way with others to achieve something wonderful. So what was that for you last week? Okay, I used this analogy of knitting with others as my personal project, my way of creating a fellowship. There are many other fellowships in my life. So for you, what is the fellowship that came to your attention? Perhaps where did you focus your attention on, where in your business, in your personal life, the work and the energy of harmonized groups of people came into your life? Where did you see both where you need to work harder to harmonize and to collaborate with others, and where are those beautiful fellowships supporting your life right now? Please do share a comment if something comes up for you. Right, so this week, what is the I Ching asking us to pay attention to? You know that I love it when we get these run-on themes, okay? We had last month, we had youthful folly, and then the week afterwards we had youthful folly. Okay, that's a clue, because this week we are not yet done with Hexagram 13, fellowship. Okay, so we start the week with fellowship. There is one changing line, and this tells us that the work we started last week in really unpacking and tapping into the power of fellowship, into the power of a group that is harmonized towards a shared goal. We are not yet done with that. There's something we still need to see, to learn, to do, to say yes to recognize. And so this week, yes, we are continuing with this energy of the fellowship. I spoke, as I mentioned, about working with others and knitting with others and weaving with others as part of my story, and we continue that story. And, you know, perhaps in your business life, you are weaving with others and working with others and finding a way to get the most out of collaborations. This week, as we go into the second week of fellowship, look deeper, look broader, understand the fellowships that you are part of, that perhaps you are critical to. You know, our role is to lead wherever we can find the opportunity to lead. We don't get somewhere. We don't lift the game for everybody if we are always willing to take the back seat and let someone else lead, because then you are responsible for where someone else decides to lead you to. And so let's take the reins. Let's lead from the front. Let's seek out to harmonize and bring common purpose to the groups and to the associations and the communities and the collaborations that we are part of. Perhaps there's some disharmony, and what we can do is not just sit back and let it play itself out, but we can strive to create that unity. We can recognize that in our fellowships, our groups, our communities, there is diversity, and that is wonderful. Okay, if we were all the same, we might get somewhere faster in terms of us all deciding and seeing on something in the same way, but we don't get to a better place because we're myopic. We're seeing everything from one particular point of view. So diversity in our fellowships is really important, and diversity of all types, not just race or sex. Any kind of diversity is critical. Okay, so we think about diversity. We think about, once we have a culture that accepts diversity, we then look at, in parallel, creating unity across that diversity. So where can you lead this week? Where have you seen the disharmony because we are not all on the same page? Where is a group not quite aligned to the goals it has set out for itself? Or where has a subsection of the group created a little power play within this group, or has created its own little kind of sub-focus area that actually undermines the group as a whole? We've got to work to create that harmony. So, fellowship. We have one changing line this week. It's in the 6th position. And you know from previous episodes, I talk about the 6th position, the line that's at the top, as being a culmination point of things coming to a head, coming to fulfillment, exiting out of the situation, reaching their zenith. Okay, so the 6th changing line talks about this idea of all the fellows, okay, all the people in this community, in this collab, gather in the field outside the city. Okay, so there's an opportunity to gather with others and make a concerted effort to work with others to enter the city or depart the city, depending which direction you're going. Okay, so what this talks about is that there is an opportunity for victory, okay, because we have assembled with others, all right? We might essentially have different backgrounds, the diversity, all right? But there's something that binds us together. And although we might not love each other in this group, we have a goal that we all share in, and we want to work with each other to get there. And so this week says, if you put in the work, go for it, work with others, do what you need to do, because the victory is at hand. You know, gather with others, work with others, celebrate the victory, celebrate the opportunity with others, create the energy, be part of the energy. The victory is at hand. The culmination point here with line 6 is at hand. So what we've been working on since last week and this week coming comes to a point, comes to an opportunity to realize the opportunity to make that crossing, to achieve something as a group, to get a victory, to realize the opportunity in front of us through this unified group of diverse, wonderful people who share in a common goal. Look in your life for where, despite our differences, you are part of groups and communities where we are diverse, but we have at our heart the same goal. We don't have to love each other. We don't have to be best friends. We don't have to be house friends. We just have to share the same goal and work harmoniously towards it. Okay, so work with that victory, give it energy. So then what is the second flow of change for this week? Where does that lead to? What are we being asked to pay attention to as our second flow of energy? And we have the hexagram 49, revolution. Okay, there's no shortage of revolutions taking place in our world right now. And the thing with revolution is long-lasting revolution must be done in the right way. We must overthrow the old at the right time in the right way. Otherwise, it just creates chaos. Okay, so with this hexagram of revolution, the symbol that often comes up for it is this idea of a snake shedding its skin. Okay, something's become old and outmoded, all right? The old skin has served its purpose and now it needs to go away, okay? Because we are ready for fresh new skin that has been built underneath. We are ready to reveal new facets of ourselves. So that means for us this week, if we are paying attention and we are focusing on the flows of change around us, we are stepping into the opportunity to relish the moment to change and become released from the past, to become released to our old ideas of who we are, what our businesses are about, what other people are about, whatever are our stuckness, our old things of the past that are no longer serving us, our old behaviors, our old patterns, our old thinking, our old whatevers, okay? This week we have the energy to crack out of it, okay? The little chick cracking out of the shell and into a whole new world. We are the snake shedding our skin, waiting for the right time and then just rejoicing in the opportunity to be free of this old skin and just say, oh, it feels so fresh and new. There's a wonderful energy to leap very fast into a total new state of consciousness. Now, here's the thing. How we experience this change, because it's going to come to us whether we like it or not, will depend on our relationship with change and the world that we are in. If we are holding on to old things and we want things to stay the same, okay, this change might feel quite dramatic, painful, high energy, okay, because we are holding onto that skin. We don't want to let go. So if that is your modus operandi, this hexagram is bringing the opportunity to have it taken off, okay, to be released of something. Whether it is in flow for you or it's hard for you will depend on how you feel about the change coming and how much you trust the world around you. If you embrace change and you just stay open and present and you stay aware, you will be able to see pretty quickly when change comes that despite how you might feel about it, that it's here to help liberate you. Always see that stuff that's happening around us in some way, shape, or form, even if we can't see it now, is coming to help liberate us from the parts of our lives where we have become stuck, where we are no longer fulfilling the path of highest goodness for ourselves, even if it's hard to hear, because if you've lost a loved one, you'll know how do you reconcile this idea that this has been helpful to you. It's very, very hard to work through that, okay? So I'm putting that out there. Embrace the change, embrace the energy that's coming to accelerate us, okay? Just stay open. As I'm saying these words, just stay open. I've got to stay open, okay, to whatever comes in your path when you have this hexagram. It doesn't have to be life-shattering. What it's trying to do is get rid of the old skin. And if you're ready for it, if you've been working hard at being in tune with your own flows, that skin's just going to go, okay, no drama, okay? If you've been holding on, you've been resisting decisions, resisting moving forward, it might be a little uncomfortable. So I affirm for you, it is blissfully easy to slough off that old skin and slither off in your new skin and be happy and free. Thank you so much. Looking forward to hearing how you do with this week. Please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps the channel and the podcast, and I look forward to seeing you on the socials as well. Thank you, and I will see you soon.